Hi, welcome to this week's video. This week's video is about a writing technique called show, don't tell. Show, don't tell. Now what this basically means is most writers, a lot of times what they do is they tell the author, tell the reader what their person's thinking. So if someone was feeling hungry, they say they were feeling really hungry, they were starving. And what we're going to try and do is try to make our writing a little bit better by trying to show the things that happen to someone when they are feeling hungry and make someone get a better picture in their mind of how someone's feeling. So let's take tell, for instance. If you were going to tell someone that, let's say, a boy called Jack, and he's feeling really nervous because he had to get up and do a speech in front of the class. Okay, so Jack walked in front of the class. Then you say he was feeling nervous. Now you can see by this one, by saying he was feeling nervous, you're telling the person, you're telling the reader what he's feeling, which is great. You're telling him he's nervous. But what would happen if we try to change that by showing that someone's nervous without actually saying the word nervous? You might feel like people get a better idea in their head of what that person's going through. So they're going to go through show. But before we do that, we're going to plan out a little bit about what we're talking about. We're going to write a plan. So we're going to write a plan, and the 3 or 4 things that we're going to focus on is what's going to happen to Jack's face, what's going to happen to Jack's body, what's going to happen, what sort of actions is Jack going to be doing with his hands, with his feet, what's going to happen, and the last thing is what's going to happen to Jack's voice. Let's start with Jack's face. If Jack's face, if he was really nervous, what might he be doing? His teeth, his teeth might be chattering because he's so nervous. His body, I'm thinking about when I'm really nervous. His heart, we don't want to say beating fast, let's think of a better word. His heart was pounding. And sometimes when you feel really nervous, you get what we call butterflies in your stomach. So we're going to write that down. What actions was he doing? What was he doing with his hands? He was shaking a lot. He was shaking. Now I'm going to write a simile. He was shaking like a leaf. Shaking like his knees might be trembling. That's a good word. Trembling is another word for shaking. And his voice, maybe he could speak, maybe he could mumble a lot, or maybe he could speak really softly. When he started speaking in front of the audience, maybe I'm going to say he started mumbling. Now I might decide later that I don't need the mumbling part because it doesn't actually show me much of him being nervous. But for now, we're going to put it into our plan. It's better to have more stuff in your plan than not use it, than not have enough stuff in your plan. So, now we're going to take the Jack. Jack walked in front of the class. He was feeling very nervous. Let's change that. Okay. So, we're going to show him. We're not going to use the word nervous, okay? So, Jack slowly walked in front of the class. Full stop. And now we're going to look over here. Okay, ready? His heart was pounding, and he had butterflies in his stomach. Okay, I've done that one, I've done that one. I like the shaking one. He was shaking like a leaf, and his knees were trembling. Jack, I'm going to look, so I've done those two. Jack, I'm going to use the teeth. Jack could hardly speak because his teeth were chattering so loudly. Now, let's go back and look at our first instance when we just told people. So Jack walked in front of the class. He was feeling nervous. So we told them he was feeling nervous. But we decided this time to try to change it so we could actually show how nervous he was. So if you read it with me, we say, Jack slowly walked in front of the class. His heart was pounding and he had butterflies in his stomach. He was shaking like a leaf and his knees were trembling. Jack could hardly speak because his teeth were chattering so loudly. Can you see how much better that is just because we've looked at the things of what would happen to someone's body if they were nervous, and then when we were writing we decided to show people how he was nervous rather than just tell them. So I'm quickly going to go get another text and I'm going to show you how to make your writing even better. Okay. So the other thing you could do once you've done that is you could actually try to make your writing even better by trying to add in similes. Similes are when you relate a word to another action. So when it says his heart was pounding, you say, well, what was his heart pounding like? Was it pounding like a drum? So his heart was pounding like a drum. And he had butterflies in his stomach. He was shaking like a leaf. See there? I did it there. He was shaking, not just shaking, he was shaking like a leaf and his knees were trembling. Jack could hardly speak because his teeth were chattering so loudly. So just by adding this little bit in here, this little simile in extra, it actually improves your writing so much. So this is the first video about show, don't tell. We're going to go into it a little bit more in the next few weeks, but I hope this has helped. And if you have any feedback or anything you want help with, just let me know. I hope it's been really helpful. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks.